what's up? Check out this blunt and honest review from the Jock and Nerd Podcast. That's us. My name is Imran.
My name's Anthony.
He's the jock.
He's the nerd.
And he's the rug boy.
What's up, guys?
Jock and Nerd. Okay, fellas, let's get into this week's movie review. We will be discussing Tron Ares. Here's your spoiler alerts.
Strap yourselves in, you fucks. Spoiler time.
Tron Ares is the third movie in the Tron franchise. This is the sequel to Tron Legacy. Came out in 2010, which was a sequel to the original Tron that came out 43 years ago in 1982. It's very, very strange franchise. In the meantime, there's other Tron things, like there was an animated show called Tron Uprising that takes place between the movies. Got one season of that. Never watched that. There's video games, a theme park rides, brand new one just put in, I think last year or two in Disneyland, the Light Cycle ride. So there's a lot of Tron stuff. But now we have three movies. On Rotten Tomatoes, Tron Ares currently sitting at 57% splat on the tomato meter. 87% audience score. The first Tron is at a 60% critics, 69% audience. Tron Legacy, 51% critics, 64% audience. So Tron Ares, a little bit higher than the Tron Legacy. On Metacritic.
Tron Ares, oh yeah, go for it.
Yeah, no, go ahead. Metacritic, it's a 48 based on 44 critic reviews. That's at Letterboxd. Anthony Wells. So you got any other scores?
I was going to say Metacritic. I forgot that you had it on there. Letterboxd has it, I believe, around a 2.8 out of 5, which means
so
that's usually once you get under 3, that's not the best.
Very similar kind of ratings here. Let's talk about the box office. This movie was made for $180 million. And opening weekend, it does open at number 1, I think. We're recording on Sunday. I don't have the final numbers, but it's looking like it's going to have an opening weekend of $33 million. And 33 and a half and 60 million global debut on the 180 million. So that's not great. The original Tron made a total of $33 million in 82 on a $17 million budget. And then Tron Legacy actually opened higher. $44 million. That one finishes at 409 international. Similar budget, $170 million. If we're looking at Jared Leto movies, his last movie, Morbius, opened at 39 million. So this thing opened less than Morbius. Just let's keep that in mind. This movie, Tron Ares, directed by Joachim Roning. Joachim. That's how you say that, right? Joachim,
yeah.
So, fun fact, completely a tangent. My name, Imran, in the Bible is the name of the Virgin Mary's father. That's Joachim. So, Joachim was a Hebrew for Imran, or Aramaic, or whatever language.
His name is Rakim?
Joachimran. Imran.
Isn't that a rapper, Rakim?
Rakim, yes. Eric B. and Rakim. He's one of the greatest. But Imran is Joachim. Anyways, Joachim Roning can listen. Shut up! I'm doing the etymology of names, biblical names. Joachim.
Hey, listen, you get to do it.
You learn stuff.
I like that. I like that.
Joachim Roning was best known for directing the 5th Pirates of the Caribbean movie, not the first, not the second, the 5th one.
Ooh.
I never saw that. Screenplay by Jesse Wigutau, based on a story by David DiGilio and Jesse Wigutau. One of these guys, Jesse, I think, wrote on Terminal List and the new Terminal List. The movie stars, of course, Jared Leto, Greta Lee, Evan Peters, Jodie Turner-Smith is in this. Hassan Minhaj, my boy, he's great. Arturo Castro, Gillian Anderson, Jeff Bridges coming back to play Kevin Flynn. And Cameron Moynihan is strangely in this movie for like 10 seconds. It's a very strange role. Jared Leto also produced this movie. He's been involved in this since like 2017. Music by Trent Reznor, Atticus Ross, has to be mentioned. 9 Inch Nails. Anthony.
That's me.
What happens in this PG-13, 1 hour, 59, third Tron movie, Tron Ares?
Tron Ares is the third movie in the Tron franchise. And in this movie, Endicom and Dillinger Industries. Endicom was owned by the Flynns. Dillinger Industries was owned by the villain from the first Tron.
Yep.
They are trying to bring their AI grid folks into the real world, but they're having issues keeping them in the real world. So this movie is these two companies racing to find permanence, which will bring these beings into the real world permanently, as the
permanence
name states.
Code.
As they're doing this, Dillinger Industries creates a program called Ares to protect its interests. And Ares is tasked with finding this permanence, even if it means killing one of their rivals. And Ares starts to have second thoughts about that.
Ooh.
And the plot of the movie is Ares dealing with those thoughts and what he should do in this situation.
Yeah, the plot is Ares gets feelings, essentially.
Right.
All right. Well, you never saw the first one?
I've still never seen the first one.
Okay. You did see the second one.
Yes. I fell asleep in the theater.
Yes.
The second one.
I also, last week, I said I finally watched the second one. I fell asleep at home. I rewatched the first one, actually, this week.
Any good?
Also, kind of holds up. We'll get into those whole franchise. But what did you think of Tron Ares once it was over?
I watched this at my local Alamo, and I had a burger before the movie.
Tron burger?
No, not a Tron burger. And I will say, because of the burger, I was starting to get a little sleepy. But luckily, I was at an Alamo and could order a Red Bull.
Nice.
During the movie, so I was awake the entire time during this movie. So that's a check mark, a positive for Tron Ares.
Yeah.
All kidding aside, I thought the movie it was okay. It doesn't blow you away in terms of its story. I think the music it's purely survives on music and chase scenes and action scenes. And when it does that stuff, it's actually pretty cool to watch. I thought this movie was a lot easier to follow than like Tron Legacy. I wasn't bored by any means.
Yeah.
But, you know, as the kids would say, I mean, this movie is like so basic. Like they don't go into depth into anything. And I think what's kind of weird about the movie is that, like, even though it's a Tron movie, I don't really know, and other than like Jared Leto just pushing for it, I don't really know like why it's made, because it doesn't really feel like it's connected to Flynn in any way, although it is.
Yeah.
Like, we get all these completely new characters, and it seems like almost like a spin-off movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things where, you know, I think Jared Leto is fine in it, but I think we can pretty much put to rest, like, Jared Leto, even if we didn't already have him put to rest, like him trying to be this big action star is just not going to work.
It's not working, is it?
No, and the movie, like, I'm not offended by the movie. I didn't think it was bad.
Yeah.
I just thought it was like, when you think back on it, you go, this is like what Tron is. It's just like these very memorable visuals, but not a very memorable story. And this one falls into that same category, if not even like almost less ambitious than the other two Trons, because they're not even like trying to go and tell you anything with any depth.
Yeah.
Like, it is like very basic conversations, spelling out what they're doing. Like, what's the Korean lady's name in this movie?
Greta Lee, Eve Kim.
Greta Lee. Like, she's like completely wasted. Like, there's nothing for her really that she's doing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it's just kind of an movie. Great soundtrack though. I when soundtrack and the chase scenes are happening, I was like, ooh, this is good. And then the rest of the movie just happens, and you're just like, oh, meh. All right.
So, quick backstory. They were trying to make a direct sequel to Legacy since 2010 with Kaczynski and Sam Flynn and Quora, and the follow-up to what was going to happen to them. And then this movie, Tomorrowland, kind of bombs. Kaczynski does Oblivion. It all kind of falls apart. And by 2017 is where Jared Leto comes in, and he wants to produce. And since 2017, he's been trying to get this movie done. And you're right, it's more of like a soft reboot than a sequel to those movies. So It's kind of a weird way that it came out. Ruggs, how did it hit you? You've seen the Tron franchise. You're familiar. How did this movie hit you?
I feel like this movie's a mistake.
Ooh.
I wasn't offended by the movie. I didn't think it was a terrible movie. I did think that it's a good time at the theater if you want to see effects and cool soundtrack and I'm sure it looked great in 3D. I did not see it in 3D. I saw it in Dolby. Yeah, so it's an action movie. It's okay. It's just I just don't understand why they did this particular movie.
Yeah.
Like it would have made sense. You're building on the Tron thing to continue the story where you left it, and then to kind of like you write off the main character and you don't, and then you kind of have at the last scene, like him look at the picture of Olivia Wilde, like
yes, at the very end, he's gonna go find them or something. I don't know what was going on.
What? This movie doesn't need to exist. This is so stupid. So I did not like this whole setup. I didn't like the fact that, okay, let's say you're a competing company that's coming up with their own grid. Why is it looking like Tron? Exactly like Tron. Like
He stole it from Flynn. Dillinger stole everything from.
Yeah, but wouldn't you change something besides make it
it's red? That's different.
It's stupid. The whole idea is dumb.
The red kept me awake though.
Yes, the red does keep you into it.
So this is my observation: is if you watch Tron Legacy, you know that Cora is a
she's
is that her name?
Yeah, Cora.
She is a brand new type of life form.
Yes,
that evolves from those basic ones that were in there. They're almost human in a lot of ways, and therefore she's able to come out and have permanence. And that was not even a question, because any of those guys coming out of the system would have had permanence.
But there's different ways to come out, right? There's like his portal, there's the transferring, there's the printing, there's the digital, like it's all kind of all over the place.
Yeah. So yeah, they kind of now like retroactively made it not a thing that you could come out of the computer and you have to be 3D printed or whatever. I don't know. It just was, it seemed like they were completely divorced from the last movie.
Yeah.
And I think that if you wanted to really make a good sequel, you should have continued that story. And then you could have gotten into the other company, the competing company being the evil company, and then done something with that. But this whole way this whole thing unfolded was really stupid. They're looking for a code. It's a total MacGuffin chase.
Yeah.
And those are just, as you could say, basic fucking shit. Like there's nothing to that. There's got to be more. Even what they did with the fucking the dude is in there.
Yeah, with Flynn didn't really make a lot of sense, and he's just like, all right,
man. Zero dialogue.
That's pretty good.
You
man.
got it. Mm-hmm.
He's the fucking dude.
And I found even though I'm not a big Tron guy at all, I found the Flynn stuff, like the connection, to be like really flimsy and almost like kind of shoehorned,
a little forced,
offensive.
Yeah, a little forced.
Oh yeah, like they needed that connection. And so they forced it as much as they can.
And as for why he's there, they just write it off. He goes, I exist because you exist. I was like, what? He even asked him, are you alive? He goes, no, I exist because you exist. So what is this? I didn't know what it was.
I
don't know.
Yeah. Even like the connection with like these two girls take over the company. It's like, where do these people come from? Like,
yes, all of a sudden. So my opening thoughts, like it is exactly what, I agree with all you guys. It's exactly what you think it's going to be. Real pretty to look at. I saw it in 3D on the Thursday night. There was exactly 2 other people in the theater with me. So, not a big turnout. But the 3D was a lot of fun. Really pretty to look at. I enjoyed the action scenes. Like you guys said, it's not a horrible movie. The music's great. It's just everything in between is kind of meh. I didn't really give a shit about the characters.
Yeah, the dialogue is horrible. The dialogue
is horrible. They tell and don't show so many things. Nobody really has any charm in the movie. Jared Leto is honestly the least offensive thing in this movie. Now, he's playing an AI construct who has no emotion, doesn't know what the fuck's going on. This is the perfect world for him. Doesn't have a lot of lines. I thought he was okay.
It's all right.
Yeah, but it's good. It's very forgettable at the end, and it's just pretty at the time.
The thing that makes this movie unique is the soundtrack.
Yeah.
And I felt that it was intrusive sometimes, and sometimes it really clicked in perfectly. And it needed a little bit more finessing, I think. But
There's some good tracks though. Good driving tracks.
I think the Daft Punk soundtrack's a little bit better.
Really? I kind of like that. I kind of like the Nine Inch Nails vibe with this. I thought
when Nine Inch Nails kicks in at the right time, it's perfect. Yeah. But there's times where it sounds like it just oddly doesn't fit. So it works for certain scenes, like the chase scenes, or when you're in the grid. It seems like it works better.
Yeah.
And then when they have that shot of her on the snowmobile going to the lab, it just doesn't fit here.
Oh, on the water chase, you mean?
No, when she's going to the lab for the first time.
In the beginning in Alaska.
I'm like, this is really jarring. Yeah. This doesn't really fit here. Even though I love synth music, and I love that they had a conversation about Depeche Mode, because I love Depeche Mode.
That's great. He loves Depeche Mode.
They missed out on using "The World in My Eyes" as the main song, because that's, first of all, bumping track. It elicits Nine Inch Nails and the sound that they do, and it fits in this movie. Like, he wants to see the world in their eyes. But anyway, I just can't get enough. They played that's the fucking song they chose.
Right, because of the line he said. I saw this Depeche Mode cover band like last month at this fest down the street. They were really good. It was amazing.
Do you fuck with Depeche Mode, Anthony?
I've heard of them, but I couldn't tell you one Depeche Mode.
They're very
song.
good. There's just
Personal Jesus. What's the other one? Enjoy the Silence.
Your own personal. They're really good. They're a good 80s fucking synth pop band. I think it's funny how he compares it to Mozart. But yeah, you're in trouble when you get this opening montage that is just telling you everything to fill you in, and they write off Sam Flynn has retired. I guess he took charge of NCOM and he's retired, and they're just like, oh, there's these Kim sisters. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, the Kim sisters for me is just a very flimsy way. I mean, like, we don't have a good reason to care about the Kim sisters.
No, even though one of them died of cancer, and you're just like, okay, sure.
It's just very, one died of cancer, so now the other one's inspired by her sister's death to do something good, and it's like, this is all fine, but it's just all very surface level, like, stuff. Like, one of the first things I thought of was, like, just put me back in that world. Yeah, and I feel like what was happening is, like, this movie was so expensive that if they kept going back to the Dillinger world and then, like, the chase scenes, they would have just ran out of money. So I feel like we didn't get enough of that, and that's like the only parts of the movie that I actually give a shit about.
Well, Legacy works so much better because it was about Sam Flynn trying to reconnect with his father.
Right.
And
he's just trying to get him
there
out.
was that personal thing where he finally sees his dad. And he sees what his dad's been doing, and he sees that he's been trapped and not be able to get out. So there's a few moments of catharsis in that movie. Even though it's not a great movie, it still had that.
I don't mind this premise of these printouts not lasting only 29 minutes, because several times you given a ticking clock, right?
Yeah, no, that's cool.
And then the permanence code being the thing that they're both looking for. But the fact that the code was like all over the place, like she had it and she destroyed it, and she's like, oh wait, it's over here also. Well, then why didn't you just go there to fucking get it in the first place?
There's like 7 places you could get.
Yes, apparently this code is everywhere.
And also, imagine if the Kim sister that was working, she gets cancer, she doesn't want to die, so she puts herself into the grid.
Yeah, that would be great.
And then there's a reason for her to be looking in the grid in the first place.
She could have been like, come find me in the grid, I have the code. Why wouldn't she have done that? You could live forever.
I mean, one of the things for me was also just like, when I'm talking about the lack of connection to Flynn, like, the movie if it's just anything else, it's just like, it doesn't necessarily need to be a Tron movie,
right?
Like, it's so lazily connected to Tron. Like, it's just like Jared Leto pushed this so hard, it seems like, that by the time they made it, they didn't really have a real story to tell, so they told this like side quest.
Why would Jared Leto want to make a movie without Flynn in it? Like, why?
And because Tron was like a person, so like, why even call it Tron? And they put him in the last movie. He's not even really mentioned, or he was the best.
You'd think that Tron would have a bigger part.
Yeah.
Like, they would have, like, he would have went into, like, let's say Ares would have went into the Tron grid, and then Flynn would have been like, hey, take Tron with you out there, and Tron could go out into the real world with him. That would have been cool, but they didn't do that either. They did nothing that made sense.
A lot of this doesn't make sense.
Well, here, I'll stop bashing it and just in this part. I did find the Dillinger world that they created and like some of the chase scenes where they're like in the water, water, like all that stuff. I was like, oh, this is pretty this is good. I like this. Like all the anything where they're being chased, or even in the real world when she's getting chased and then she like kind of outmaneuvers them. All that stuff. I was like, all right, like I could fuck with this.
I thought this action scenes, the chase scenes, were very entertaining,
and I like these better than like some of the stuff in Tron Legacy. Like, I felt like the Tron Legacy stuff was just them playing a game, where this felt like we're more like there's actual stakes to this.
Well, the fight choreography was way better in this than it was in Tron Legacy. And
no, I think that the most brilliant thing they did is they brought the people out of the digital world, but they already established that in Legacy at the end of that movie. So I felt like that's a natural progression of it going, and I think that's when you have something.
Yeah,
I think the way that they handled the action and the way that they did the action sequences and stuff, I think that was all fine and good.
And I also, just real quick, liked they recreated both Tron Legacy and the original Tron in scenes in this movie. And I thought when they did that, I went, oh, okay, cool. This is nice. Like, especially towards the end, even though Ruggs, I think you might have said this on your Patreon review, Instant Thoughts. I thought that when they recreated the original Tron, I thought that looked actually pretty good.
Yeah.
But the way they used it in the third act, like the whole time I was like sitting in my seat, I go, I gotta pee right now.
Yeah, they're just hanging out.
I'm waiting for some shit to happen.
They're just walking, talking.
This is
hanging out.
So
he's just hanging out there.
And talking.
They're just they're doing absolutely nothing cool. Yeah.
All right,
it's weird how they cut that versus like the real world, and they're getting like chased and they're getting invaded.
It's like him standing in an elevator.
Yeah.
You know?
He's just hanging with the dude.
There's just weird times where like Eve is in the real world, but they're like kind of trying to get her file in the digital world, and then she's in the digital world and they're in the real world, and like nobody's on the same page.
What did you guys think though of them? Not the way they used it, but did you think they executed like the original Tron look in that part of the movie?
No, I think they did that great. I think all the visual stuff they did, it looked cool.
Yeah, I agree.
There's a lot of callbacks to that first movie. You know, you mentioned Dillinger. He was the bad guy in the first movie who stole.
Right, that's his son.
And he was Sark in the first movie. And then when he gets to the Flynn grid, the light bike looks like the old one, and he goes, classic. It's kind of funny. But then the bit is there. That little bit is from the first movie, the thing that goes, yes, yes, yes. No, yes, no. And then when he drives into the crack, that crack is from the first movie where Kevin Flynn broke out.
That's right.
The light bike race. So like that shit was cool. I did like seeing, but then nothing happens. He's just walking around and talking, and Flynn just materializes.
And he just gives him the permanent.
He should have brought Tron with him.
Yeah, where's Tron?
Should have fucking brought Tron out. He's like, let me hook you up with Tron.
Look, they show you.
He's the man.
They show you how he trained Ares in the beginning, and he's like the best soldier. But Tron is the best soldier out of everybody. It should be. That's the whole point of Tron.
Yeah, he was badass in Legacy. He was fucking doing all this shit.
But
they called him Rinsler. They called him the Rizzler.
Oh, right. They kept calling him Rinsler.
Yeah.
And it was Tron. Did you, that whole scene where they hack into the grid and then that one dude gets hurt and it's Cameron Moynihan? It's very strange. Like, this guy's name is in the opening credits and he's in there for 10 seconds. It's Cameron Moynihan. He's been in a bunch of things.
Well,
I thought that was odd as Caius.
So I when I reread the plot in Wikipedia, what they were trying to get at is that you can already see Ares having like this compassion.
Yeah.
But I didn't pick up on that at all in the movie. I felt like Ares, like him becoming self-aware and then also like developing compassion. I felt like that was all like written down as to be like these moments in the movie that just, I didn't feel that emotional turn in the movie at all.
Well, that's
where this character is like
J-Red, I think.
Really starting to understand where its place is and that this human is bad and she's good. Yeah. It just feels like, okay, now he's like defending her.
Now he's flipped. Yes. I mean, after
like he watches some videos of her growing up.
He scans all her text messages and videos on the internet. And now wants
also really creepy.
Yeah, it is a little creepy.
Well, he's not a human.
Yeah, he doesn't.
Right.
I mean, these people are distracted by rain. That's what happens in this movie.
The rain. Oh my god,
several times. They're fucking killing machines until it rains, and they're like, "What's this?" And
the
then
rain thing really like is like what?
That was cringy.
I could almost feel it.
That was crazy.
I read that on Wikipedia. It's like when the bad guy distracted by the rain, she has a moment of like clarity where they're saying like she has her self-realization or something. It's like, what?
Does she?
Yeah, she hears the name Martha.
Yeah. Also, I love it that Eve just like rides motorcycles. Like that was just her bike, and it was perfect for the chase scene. And she figured out how to drive the other motorcycle and spit out a light beam that probably killed a bunch of people that we didn't see accidentally. But again, the chase scenes,
those light beams have permanence. I'll tell you that.
They do, but then they eventually disappear. But I don't know how long they.
At the same time, it takes for Spider-Man's webs to disappear.
Yes, it's all willy-nilly. Also, the biblical reference of Eve gets the code and prints out a tree, a fruit tree, but it's not an apple tree; it's an orange tree. I thought that was interesting.
So what they're trying to get at is like they can print out whatever. They can print out food. They can print out
whatever they can
right?
make in the grid. They can print it out. It's just a fancy 3D printer now.
Interesting.
But now it can last.
I wonder what the health benefits are. I mean, there's all this stuff about like organic and non-GMO.
Yes.
What about like 3D printed
3D
fruit?
printed.
What do we think about that?
Listen, they're trying to grow meat in a lab.
Digital fruit.
Digital fruit that stays. Sure.
Essentially, like what we're talking about this movie, and essentially what they did is Jared Leto wanted a vehicle to make a cool Tron movie that looked cool and had 9 Inch Nails.
Yeah.
But they didn't really have any plot or anything like that they could actually write down that would be worth making a movie for. So they just kind of made it up. I don't really know. I wrote down like, what was the point of this movie?
Yeah. But the whole franchise is kind of like that.
Like, I know.
All 3 movies. This franchise is so weird. It's like Avatar. If you think about it.
But doesn't make as much money.
Doesn't make as much money. Pretty to look at. That story doesn't matter.
Well, no, come on, Imran. You're not being serious here. The first Tron was ahead of its time, thinking about what it would be like to live in a virtual area.
Yes.
So that gimmick in and of itself, using the user, the words, all that vernacular.
Yeah.
Like that was ahead of its time. And it was very that's why uber nerds love that movie, because it does get into the nitty gritty of that stuff.
I mean,
and it does service that thing. The second movie was about a boy and his father trying to reconnect, and with all this mumbo jumbo that was thrown in. Yeah. This movie doesn't have any of that. Yeah. Either of those reasons to exist.
Well, the thing is though, with this movie is like it's there on a silver platter. Like the AI and all that stuff is there. If the movie wanted to have any sort of depth, they could have leaned into that, but they're just not. It's just a surface level movie.
Yeah, it's crazy. The first one, like, computers were new, video games, arcades were blowing up everywhere. And so it really tapped into that. And when you saw it as a kid, you were like, I get to go in these video games. And this one had the potential to, it's right there, like you said.
Well, when you're getting into Tron Legacy too, like when they made that movie, Disney was like, the technology is caught up.
Right.
And this could be our next big franchise. Let's blow the dust off of this. And they invested a lot. They had a young Joseph Kosinski. Yeah. It didn't work, right?
Yeah.
But I can see why they made it. Whereas this one, it's like, if you don't have a message to tell, and you don't have a big franchise that you're going to blow up out of this, like, what is the point? And like, you cast Jared Leto in the lead role. I'm sorry, it's like it's DOA. The movie's dead on arrival.
He is box office dead. Imagine.
Not only that, but they wiped out the whole cast that was already established. Instead of a bunch of new people.
Yeah, right. So you don't even have that, and then you release it in October. It's just like, well, what? You set this up to fail.
I mean, we got to see the Flynn arcade again, which was great. But like, you're telling me this laser still works 43 years later? It's just sitting there.
It just worked in the last movie.
Just fucking lights it up. It worked 15 years ago.
Do you think what they were doing, like, is we want to make a Tron movie. We want to get all the band back together. We don't have them back together yet. So we'll just make this movie in between, hoping it does well, because they're heavily hinting at like there's a 4 and we're going to get back Olivia Wilde and Garrett Hedlund.
Yeah.
And what's his name is the big bad Dillinger's son, Evan Peters.
Yeah. Becomes right.
But it's like, wait, you gotta fucking get there. Like, you gotta make a good movie for us to give a fuck about a part 4.
I'm with you guys. I'm not sure why they made this movie. So just to go over the end,
Mills really wanted to do a soundtrack for Tron.
Yeah.
Trent Reznor was like,
if they get Depeche Mode to make the next soundtrack, I'll be fucking psyched.
Clearly,
they're almost dead. None of them
Jared
left.
Leto definitely had a big hard on for this. So,
I mean, like, do you walk out of this movie and you're like, I really care about Ares. Like, I want to see what Ares is.
No, I don't care about any of these people. Okay, just to like finish, let's do the third act real quick because after Ares gets the code from Flynn, also the code looks like a double helix DNA. It's a little on the nose. We get it. He gets the code. Athena prints herself out at Dillinger, and then she prints out a giant recognizer. Remember that thing from the first movie?
And it's bigger than the warehouse that it's print from.
Huge. Julian's mom, Dillinger's daughter, is about to shut everything down. Athena just stabs her, kills her in front of Julian. And Ares comes out of the arcade. Athena is piloting the recognizer. She's got two soldiers. They're going to grab Eve, and Eve runs off, luring her away while they hack this laser. This is really weird because first she's like, fix this laser so Ares can come back. But he manages to do it anyways. They don't know, but then they're like, oh, we'll just make this to destroy the fucking... None of this makes sense.
No, it makes no sense.
None of this makes sense. I did love when Ares was like, he's getting a feeling. He's talking to Flynn. He's like, I can't put it into words how I feel about Depeche Mode. It's just a feeling. Anyways, Athena's out there. The military's shooting at the fucking recognizer. It looks cool, but it's taken down. Very, very, very quick. The drones trap Eve in a little light circle. So Ares comes back. Athena gets shot down, and then she comes out in a tank, and then Ares is right there on the ground, and now he's white. He's not red anymore. I do love the little thing where he's got triangle discs, and they have the circle disc. The Dillinger discs are triangle. He's got to fight all three of them. It's a pretty fun fight. They hack into the Dillinger grid and destroy it as all the drones fall. The grid's offline.
But then he's in it at the end of the movie?
No. Ares? Oh, so
Dillinger's in it.
The grid reboots. The Dillinger grid reboots. As the cops are coming to arrest him, he transfers himself into the grid that is just destroyed.
I have a question.
Yeah.
In Tron and Tron Legacy, wasn't this grid? It was just a video game, right?
It's a program that eventually became like a world and a city
that kept evolving. Yeah,
yeah. That kept
okay, so it starts out a video game that became this like evolving world.
Yeah, and then people got sentient. So Julian transfers himself. The cops don't get him. Encom gets the code, and Ares and what's her name go their separate ways. And then Ares sends Eve a postcard. He's living off grid. I don't know where. Looks like he's in Mexico. I don't know. He's got photos of Sam and Quora. He's driving a Ducati like Sam was in the first one. And then he just fucks off. And then you get a mid-credit scene of Julian waking up in the grid, seeing everything's destroyed, grabs the triangle disc, and he is transformed into Sark, which is Dillinger, his grandfather, his avatar, the original bad guy from the OG. That's where it ends, setting up for another one, which I doubt is going to happen because I think this thing's going to be a little bit of a flop. I mean, do you think it can even make $400 million like the last one?
No, it's going to make 200 if it's lucky.
I mean, it's not making its money back.
No. It wasn't. I mean, it was. You released it in October, and you again started. Yeah, had Jared Leto in the lead.
Yeah. What would happen if Jared Leto and Dakota Johnson were in a movie? Does everything just implode? Does the theater just blow up?
Oh, yeah.
It's funny.
You automatically die.
If you would be a genius, if you could put those two and make a good movie and make money, you're the best filmmaker ever to exist. But
dude, you're speaking that into existence.
I know. Now it's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's
I don't know.
Tron. It's a weird franchise, man, because it's got a lot of fans. It does have a cult status. But
it was the headlining thing at San Diego Comic Con.
Look, if it wasn't for Tron, we wouldn't have The Matrix, and The Matrix did everything better.
Yes. And that I was trying to watch some behind the scenes on that first one, and the fucking shit they did in 1982, they like filmed it in black and white. And everybody's got cloth costumes, electrical tape. Everything is rotoscoped by hand and the light painted back in on layers and then put back together in film. Like all by hand in 1982. It's insane. That movie is essentially
filmmaking.
Yeah, it's essentially like an animated film, the first Tron.
Yeah.
There's a lot of just 2D animation that looks really cool that nobody ever saw. In fact, the fun fact is that it was disallowed from the Oscars to count for visual effects nomination because they thought they were cheating using computers, and they disqualified them. And now look where we are. But again, even the first one, the effects are great. It's ahead of its time.
I haven't watched the first one. Let me ask one question.
The story is weird, man. Yeah.
Does Dillinger in the movie get the Tron grid? Does he steal it?
In the first movie?
Yeah.
So it's
because I just want to know how Dillinger ends up with the grid in this movie.
Oh, well, the first movie starts in the grid. You don't even really meet Flynn for a while, but Dillinger is in charge of NCOM, and Flynn has left because Dillinger stole all his shit and took credit for it. And that's why Flynn left to open this arcade and build the grid or something. And he had the code. So I don't know. But
okay.
But Dillinger is in charge of the Tron grid for the whole first movie.
He puts himself into the grid too.
Yeah, he is Sark talking to Master Control. He's like his captain. Master Control is a program. Also, why did Master Control in that first movie? Why does he need nostrils? I always thought that was funny. He's got these giant nostrils. I'm like, why do you even need nostrils? You're a fucking
he doesn't
computer program. But that first movie is also weird. It starts right in the grid, and then it cuts to them, and like, it's a weird movie. The whole franchise is weird, man. It's a weird franchise that people love.
I still think that Tron Legacy is the best movie in the franchise.
You think Legacy is the best?
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're at that part. Let's rate it and rank it out of all these. Anthony, go first. I don't know. I don't even know.
The story and the characters are completely forgettable. There's a ton of things that they could have dove really deep into in terms of, AI or sentience or what it means to be human. They don't really dive into that. It's all very basic. The music and the action scenes and the visuals, though, are very high. Not like so high like an F1 where I'm like, oh fuck, fuck all the basic shit.
Right.
Like this is so good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like this movie is like what this movie is trying to be F1 in that F1 is like great visuals, exhilarating chase scenes, or ride scenes, great music,
predictable story.
Yeah, predictable story, but at least like doing the thing well. This movie is like notches below and all that stuff. Like it's got great visuals, but the story is just so bad and basic that like it doesn't make up for it.
Yeah.
I have never seen the original Tron. I don't know if I ever will. I haven't revisited Legacy since I saw it 13 years ago.
Yeah.
But I fell asleep at Legacy.
Yeah.
So immediately I'm like, this movie's better because at least I didn't fall asleep.
Yeah.
But I can't say that like this is like a recommended movie. Like unless you have some sort of AMC pass and you love Tron, I can't recommend this movie. I would rate it a 5 out of 10. It's a movie.
Fair. Rugs.
Visually, this movie is the most superior of all the Tron. Visually, action-wise, set-piece-wise, this is the best that this series has to offer. The first movie is the most original and kind of ahead of its time and kind of, I would say, appreciated by its depth and weirdness and originality. And I think that the second movie, Legacy, has the best story. I don't know about script, and it doesn't have the best effects because there's some horrible effects in there, especially when they try and do Flynn as a CG person.
It's so distracting.
It's very, but the blue, it puts you to sleep.
It does, and the Daft Punk is calming. It's soothing.
And Daft Punk the soundtrack's great. So, I mean, it's a mixed bag, but I think the story is the strongest of them all. Like, I could see the story of a son trying to take over the company, not wanting to do it, but once he gets a chance to meet his father, he goes on a search for his dad, and then he finds out that there's whatever, and he falls in love with this girl and brings her out. So, I'll be like, that makes a lot of sense to me as far as the story and narrative is concerned. So, it's hard to rate because they all kind of have weaknesses and strengths, right? They're all tied to me.
Yeah.
For like I think that the best story though, that goes to Legacy. And I don't know if I'm gonna give it a score. I'm gonna give it like a 5.5 or maybe even a 6 if you like action and don't care about anything else.
Yeah.
So it's slightly above average action film.
Yeah, it's so weird. It's not horrible, and it's not a true sequel. And that's why, I feel you about Legacy, which is an actual continuation of the story. And they decided not to do that. But I'm with you. They're all about the same. The first one, for its effects at the time and what it meant to me as a kid, I think is still my favorite. And then I would put this third one maybe a little bit ahead of Legacy, because like Anthony, I did also fall asleep at Legacy. I thought it was just the story fell apart. And I like the red. The red is just a little more inviting. But this one is just, the action is decent. The sound is good. The music's good. Everything in between is just, you don't need it. I'll give it a 6. I'm okay with giving it a 6. It's not horrible. It's not great. It's just a weird entry into a weird franchise that they are trying to keep alive. What is the benefit of this franchise to Disney? Is it really just the rides and the merchandise? Like, why would they even try to keep this going is my question.
I don't know. I mean, I think you could do a lot with it. I mean, we're talking about the digital age right now that we're in right now.
Yeah, there could have been a lot more commentary.
You can really do a lot think about it. When the original Tron was made, video games were not very sophisticated. And so it reflected the things of that time. Right now, we have video games that are bordering on reality almost. There's some video games that are like, 60 frames per second or something like that look like you're walking through a real office building and shit. So let's get relevant. There's AI doing shit. There's all kinds of stuff going on. This Tron could be a bridge to that, but they kind of don't want to touch that.
Well, Tron, I mean, it hasn't been as big as Disney would want it, but they do have the movies. They have a TV show. They've had video games, and there's also stuff at the theme park.
Yeah, there's rides.
So they have stuff. Yeah. They have the rides and stuff. So maybe they want to, keep that stuff relevant, and the way to do that is to release new things. So maybe it makes the money, ancillary money outside of the movies, because this movie I don't think is going to make its money back, unfortunately.
Do we care about Ares and what his further adventures are?
Not really.
No, right? No.
I like, the thing is about Ares, what makes him cool? Like, is he just a human now?
Yeah, is he vulnerable? Right. Could he die now? Like, I don't know. Yeah.
They should have, they said he was like this big badass, but now he's human. So does his badass stuff go away?
Well, and they touched on that too, because they were having this whole conversation about like the permanence is ironic because you become impermanent now.
So
right?
So he is.
You can't get remade. But again, it's just very like they don't go in depth on any one thing, so it's just all very surface level. So it's just like, oh, all right,
yeah,
cool.
That's it. Sure.
We touched upon. It's like, we touched upon all the things we want to touch upon. Let's get to the next action scene.
Yeah. It's about where it is. The action
scenes no meat on the bone. There's nothing
there, but just some fun red action.